खुद ही ने दिल से पूछा है बता कि क्या हुसैन है, धड़क धड़क के बोल उठा सदा सदा हुसैन है। खुद ही ने दिल से पूछा है बता कि क्या हुसैन है, धड़क धड़क के बोल उठा सदा सदा हुसैन है। शान अहले बैत देख सभी के सब मिसाल हैं, कोई नहीं हुसैन सा हुसैन बस हुसैन है। उमर से चल उमैर तक बशर से चल बशीर तक, बड़े बड़े ये कह गए बहुत बड़ा हुसैन है। अजब लड़ी है जंग भी, अजब लड़ी है जंग भी हुसैन ने यजीद से, अजब लड़ी है जंग भी हुसैन ने यजीद से, हो इससे बढ़ के जीत क्या यजीद था हुसैन है। Today we are going to start another system which is the respiratory system. Recently we have discussed about the renal system, but now we are going to start the respiratory system. So this system we will discuss in sequence wise. First of all we will discuss its embryo, mean the development of respiratory system in the embryonic life. After that we will discuss its anatomy, and then we will discuss its functions, mean its physiology. After that we will discuss its diseases, mean pathology, and after that we will discuss the medicine related to the respiratory system, mean pharma. Okay, so today we are going to start the development of respiratory system in the embryonic life. Okay, when the baby develops in the amniotic sac and the baby is fully developed, and how the baby gives signal to the mother that mama, which is the first conversation, I can say in the biological point of view, that which is the first conversation of the baby with the mother, that when the baby fully developed in the amniotic sac, then the what message delivered from the baby to her mother. So the first message is that mama, I am ready to come in the beautiful world. Okay, so the how baby gives signal to the mother that now I am fully developed and now I can face the initial problems of life in the world. Okay, as we get older, then the problems become larger and larger. Okay, but at the embryonic life, how the baby is developed and how the baby survive after coming into the world. Okay, so this is something another talk. Now come to the point. Today we will talk about the development of respiratory system. Okay, so in embryonic life, the respiratory system is developed by the two germ layers. Which two germ layer? Ectoderm and mesoderm. Okay, basically the respiratory system developed in the embryonic life. The gut of the respiratory system is developed from the endoderm. But the question arises, why we use the word mesoderm? That mesoderm also took part in the embryonic development of the lungs. So this is something a crucial point. I will clear this point, that how mesoderm play a role in the development of respiratory system. Okay, you can arise the question that sir, actually the bird of the respiratory system is arise from the endoderm, but here you write endoderm and mesoderm both play a role in the development of the respiratory system. So I will clear your this point, that mesoderm play a supportive role. Okay, and mesoderm also form the cartilaginous layers of the respiratory system, of the trachea, of the bronchi. Okay, and the connective tissue of the trachea and bronchi. And the internal lining of the trachea and bronchi and the lungs is made up of endoderm, mean internal epithelium. Okay, ये देखिए ना, जो इसकी जो अंदर की internal epithelium है, here the internal epithelium is made up of, is derived from the endoderm and cartilaginous tissue, and the connective tissue layers are derived from the mesoderm, and mesoderm also play in the directive role. Mesoderm is very important in the development of respiratory system. Mesoderm give a direction that where respiratory system begins to start to develop. Okay, so mesoderm basically, first of all, look at the germ layers. After that, we will discuss that how mesoderm and endoderm form the respiratory system. Okay. So here are the three germ layers. This is the ectoderm, this is the endoderm, and this is the mesoderm. Mesoderm further consists of two layers. The layer which is besides the endoderm is known as splanchnic mesoderm, and the layer which is beside the ectoderm is known as somatic mesoderm. Okay, so these both are the layers of mesoderm. Okay, now move next one. So this is our embryo in embryonic life. This is the endoderm, this is the mesoderm, this is the ectoderm. Okay, here the black line is ectoderm, red line is mesoderm, and blue line is endoderm. Okay, so that you can understand very well. So this is the endoderm, and endoderm further consists of three parts. These three parts: foregut, midgut from where develop the stomach, and this is the hindgut. Okay. Now the question arises: why the respiratory lung bud, means the laryngeotracheal tube known as lung bud, appear on the pharynx of the endoderm? This question arises. So here the mesoderm play a directive role in the formation of lung bud. First of all, mesoderm will form retinoic acid. Mesoderm will form retinoic acid. Okay, so this retinoic acid will regulate a transcription factor TBX4. Its upregulation. So look here that mesoderm produce retinoic acid. Retinoic acid causes the upregulation of transcription factor TBX4, and now this TBX4 will cause the development of laryngeotracheal tube in the lung bud. Okay, so this TBX4 gene play an important role that the lung bud will be formed in the foregut of the endoderm, not in the midgut, not in the hindgut, because retinoic acid segregate in the foregut of the endoderm, not in the midgut, not in the hindgut. So this is a very beautiful mechanism in the embryonic development, that how Allah made our body in a very beautiful sequence wise. Okay, when we are studying the embryology, that I am very surprised that how are the mechanism and what are the mechanism in our body that God put in our body, how many mechanism and how a sequence wise beautiful mechanism for the development of every system, every mechanism. Okay, so this is a very beautiful, that retinoic acid will be in high concentration at one side. At which side? At the foregut of the endoderm. At this side, retinoic acid will cause the upregulation of TBX4 factor. So upregulation of this TBX4 factor will cause the floor of the pharynx. Here are the pharyngeal arches, up to 6 pharyngeal arches, and the 5th pharyngeal arch is rudimentary. Okay, between the 4th and 6th pharyngeal arches, a groove is formed which is known as laryngeotracheal groove. So this is the groove known as laryngeotracheal groove. Laryngeotracheal groove. Okay. So when the TBX4 factor is generated, then this TBX4 factor will cause the floor of the pharynx at the region of 4th and 6th pharyngeal arches will form a groove known as laryngeotracheal groove. From this groove, देखें ये मेरे पास है ना, ये देखें ये मेरे पास क्या है, ये pharynx है, ठीक है, this is the pharynx, ठीक है, ये pharynx है और ये इसके grooves हैं, ठीक है। तो इसका जो पांचवा ग्रूव है वो rudimentary है। तो between the at the floor of the pharynx, between the 5th and the between the 4th and the 6th arches, a groove is formed. Here is the groove is formed, which is known as laryngotracheal groove. Here is the laryngotracheal groove, and further this groove will form the laryngotracheal tube. After that, when the development proceed, then the laryngotracheal groove will develop into the laryngotracheal tube, which is also known as lung valve, and this appear at the 4th week of the gestation period. Okay, so after that, when the first of all laryngotracheal groove is formed, after the laryngotracheal groove, here is formed the laryngotracheal tube. Here is the laryngotracheal tube. Here is its side view. This is the esophagus and this is the laryngotracheal tube, and this is the front view. So here, this is the front view of the laryngotracheal tube. This is the development of the lungs, means development of the trachea. Okay, and after that, here the ridges are formed, which is known as tracheoesophageal ridges. Okay, here the ridges are formed, which is known as tracheoesophageal ridges. Tracheoesophageal okay, between the laryngotracheal tube and the esophagus, ridges are formed. These are the ridges. You can see these are the ridges. Ridges are formed, which is known as tracheoesophageal ridges. After that, these ridges meet with each other, and here is a trachea and its development bronchi, and here is the septum between the esophagus and the trachea. So now the trachea and esophagus are connected with each other with the septum, and this septum is separating the trachea from the esophagus. Okay, in any relationship, a third person come between the two partners and make a distance between them. So here the third person, the role of third person is played by the tracheoesophageal septum. This septum is separating the trachea and the esophagus. Okay, tracheoesophageal septum. So here is the tracheoesophageal septum. This is the tracheoesophageal septum. This is the third person. Okay, between the developing trachea and the esophagus. Okay. Now one thing more, the communication between the esophagus and the trachea remains through the one orifice, which is known as laryngeal orifice. Okay.